Good evening. The Senate tackled the controversial road fund bill again today. Details of that story and more news next on News Center 10.
Tonight, News Center is brought to you by Barclay Motors, Aaron Block, and Elenis Enterprises.
Good evening. I'm Aquanette Shinnery White.
And I'm Lee Vanderpool. The Virgin Islands Senate met in session this morning, and several issues were on their agenda, including the controversial road fund bill. That bill was passed today, but not without much debate and amendments to it. Reporter John Donati was at the Senate today and has more on this report.
Before taking up the matter of the road fund audit, the Senate heard considerations on nominees for the VI Parole Board and the VI Real Estate Board. U.M. Peterson was nominated for the Parole Board. There were no objections to Peterson's nomination, and the vote was passed unanimously. There was some heated debate over the nomination of Terry Moran for the Real Estate Board, and after the arguments were heard, Moran's vote tallied 2 nays. His nomination will be passed for executive approval. Carnival Queen Jasmine Pond was at the session by invitation of the legislature, and she listened to the debate on a previous amendment by Senator Belardo de Anil when the bill was tabled in a prior session.
Go ahead, Mr. President, I am completely befuddled about this entire process. I do not understand how it is possible to change the language of a bill, regardless of whether it has a funding source or not. You do not need to pass an amendment and have a funding source in it. We can pass amendments and add them to bills and just say spend, spend, spend from now till doomsday. The fact that the governor has spent money and it has come from this bill doesn't alter the fact that the bill has been amended, language has been inserted. The fact that it's out of balance is irrelevant, because we are constantly passing bills here for which there are no funding sources.
After lunch, when the senators resumed, 3 amendments to the audit were passed. St. Croix Republican Senator Holland Redfields for $420,000 for dumpsters and raw sewage packers for St. Croix. Senate Majority Leader Clement McGrath amendments delegates monies to the Office of Highway and Planning Research for advancement of funds awaiting federal reimbursement, and another amendment by Senator McGrath allows monies for the general repair of sewage systems in Frenchtown. At the close of the afternoon, the bill was expected to be tabled again until next legislative session, but in last-minute voting was passed by a vote of 7-4, with 2 abstentions by Senator Shatkin and Senator Berry. In addition, 2 lease agreements were heard. One between the VI government and Felix Santana for an auto body repair shop in Subbates, which was passed, and one between the Port Authority and Budget Rent-A-Car, which was rejected. This is John Donati reporting for News Center 10.
Because of the inclement weather, there were several schools on St. Thomas that closed early this afternoon. The east end of the island was without power for much of the day. According to the WAPA spokesperson, feeders number 7 and 10 were out due to downed power lines. The Eudora Kent High School had no classes this afternoon, as well as other East End schools. There was a tree that blocked passage on the Bavoni Road intersection, causing traffic bottlenecks. By noontime, the Department of Public Works had been notified, and along with Civil Defense was working on the problem. We'll have more on the weather later in the broadcast.
Well, Aquanette, according to Emirata Hess, that is the Associated Press, the Emirata Hess Corporation in New York has made an announcement that they have a net loss of some $339.3 million during the first quarter of this year. Nearly $1 million more than the annual budget proposed for the territory by Governor Wang Lui. Emirata Hess is the parent company of Hess Oil Virgin Islands Corporation, which operates the 1,000-acre refinery on St. Croix, and is considered to be the largest single employer in the private sector. Emirata Hess, in a prepared statement, said consolidated revenues through the month of March total over $1.4 billion, down more than $2.1 billion reported for the first quarter of 1985. Since January of this year, crude oil prices have fallen from $40 to under $15 per barrel. Hess says its losses resulted from refining and marketing operations losses for the first 3 months of 1986. The company has said also that it would cut operating expenses in response to the current conditions in the sagging crude oil market. They spent $900 million on capital expenditures in 1984 This latest turn of events will affect the St. Croix operation with further reduction in production at the refinery due to the market conditions. Since February of this year, more than 300 workers have been laid off at the South Shore plant.
Still ahead tonight on News Center 10, travel experts are helping to push the Virgin Islands as a travel destination of first choice.
And a well-respected hard worker at the American Red Cross retires today. Details of those stories and more news coming up tonight on News Center 10.
Planning that special trip for business or pleasure, let the professionals at Worldwide Travel take care of your travel plans. We have the latest in computerized ticketing and telex service worldwide to serve you even better. Come in or give us a call to find out about our extra special packages to your favorite destinations. Relax in air-conditioned comfort and let our friendly staff at Worldwide Travel serve you. Located in the Grand Hotel building, downtown St. Thomas. That's Worldwide Travel for all your travel needs.
Did you know that the Island Block Decor Center can help you improve your corner of paradise? Yes, the Island Block Decor Center has it all for you. Complete custom-made kitchens, uniquely designed tiles, and so much more. It's the look of the 80s. It's the Island Block Decor Center, and it's here for you. This month, it's the Big Chill at Island Block with Got coolers and jugs. When you have Got, you've got the best. This month at Island Block, St. Thomas.
For a tourist destination, getting your message across to the traveling public is almost as important as maintaining the beauty and charm that brings the visitors to our shores. We talked with an expert in the travel business today, and others aboard the Costa Riviera docked at Charlotte Amalia earlier today.
Travel writer Antoinette DeLand is author of Fielding's Worldwide Cruises and has authored travel guides to 12 countries in the Far East. However, she loves the Caribbean.
I love the Virgin Islands, especially because of the American affiliation. I think people feel comfortable here. The islanders themselves are extremely hospitable. There's nothing they will not do for visitors. The dollar is the exchange rate. It's just a very comfortable place. It's also beautiful. We just had breakfast at Frenchman's Reef. I just love the new addition in the tavern at the beach. It's gorgeous.
DeLand adds that the Virgin Islands Division of Tourism in the Department of Commerce is doing a spectacular job to attract visitors to our shores. There were others on board the Costa Riviera today with whom we spoke about their visit to the territory.
Well, I've been here about, I guess, 12 times here. We had stopped here 12 times.
Here we were.
We've been on a cruise twice, and here in St. Thomas twice, and we really do enjoy it.
Today, Senate Vice President Eric Dawson called for support of a program to enhance tourism promotion for the Virgin Islands. He said we must take advantage of our special opportunity to capture a market which is looking for travel alternatives. According to Congressional Delegate Rhonda Lugo, there might soon be congressional approval of a bill he sponsored calling for territorial election reform. The bill would authorize territorial voters to recall elected officials. The delegate says he does not foresee any difficulty getting the legislation through Congress and ready for the president's signature in a couple of weeks. Some of the bill's stipulations are that the recall petition must state a cause and be signed by half the number of voters in the last general election, and 2/3 of the voters in that election must take part in the recall with the majority of those calling for it. Should the Senate pass the amended version of the bill, and the original bill must also be put on the general election ballot. If passed, this bill would be veto-proof.
After 9 years of dedicated service to the American Red Cross, Angelica Hay today was hosted to a retirement luncheon by her many friends and co-workers at the Red Cross. Rachel Rector has more on this.
It was a touching moment for Angelica Hay this afternoon, filled with emotion. Her worthiness evidenced by the warm remarks expressed by her peers and co-workers.
We grouped together, and of course another adopted daughter. She adopts us all over the place. Ida, we're very glad that we're here to share this time with you, because for so many years she's been giving of herself tirelessly, and she's very special to so many people. She's shared her love, her warmth, her caring, her laughter, and her support to many, many people.
I worked for her, and this lady will go on for hours and hours. Even when she felt sick,
even when she needed a good rub down on her back, or when she really needed to take half a day off, she would never go home. She would go on working and working and working. You know, I would get so mad at her. I said, when do you ever stop?
With the help of Eva Joward and Angelica Hay, was a young man here that I knew who went in the service, who was in Korea, and all of a sudden his mom passed away. They were indigent, and Angelica and Eva set up the mechanism by which the lady was buried in a beautiful ceremony, flew the young man back home in time for the funeral, and I, apart from being in the media, I think that alone says what the American Red Cross is and still remains, and Angelica Hay says what the American Red Cross is.
Angelica was presented with a plaque as a token of appreciation for her service and dedication from the St. Thomas chapter of the American Red Cross. I'm Rachel Rector reporting for News Center 10.
And coming up next is tonight's sports report. The NFL pick is underway, and Rachel Rector sits in for David Massey with tonight's sports. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Phil Valderrain, General Manager of Krieger Motors. We offer many different kinds of General Motors cars here, but for the family, the Chevrolet Celebrity and the Cavalier, the Pontiac Sunbird, the Oldsmobile Forenza, and the Buick Skyhawk are the most popular family cars we have. Roomy and comfortable inside. A real value for the size, with plenty of options from stereo radio to power windows.
When you buy a car from me, you get a great deal and a great deal more.
Now open in Doctors Park, the all-new L&S Enterprises. Need equipment for home improvement or tools for construction? How about supplies for the do-it-yourself projects around the house? Planning that special party? L&S has all the supplies you need. They also carry healthcare equipment. Stop in and see their large selection of generators. L&S has portable podiums for that businessman on the run. Yes, we're the one business that's in every business. Sales and rentals available, located in Doctors Park, or call 775-6408. Free hats available.
Tonight, the best of Carnival 1986, a cultural finale of 1986. Join Lee Vanderpool, Aquanet Chinnery White, and Joe Potter as they bring all the best of the 86 Carnival Adults Parade. All the fabulous troops, flutes, and floats, plus all the winners. The best of Carnival 1986, tonight at 8, only on Channel 10.
And it's sports time. Rachel Rector is here with us tonight, and it's that time of year again, Rachel. The NFL draft picked already.
It sure is, and most people knew who it was going to be, and there weren't very many surprises. Let's get right to football. It was Bo Jackson as the #1 draft choice in the NFL today. Jackson will be playing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers under a reportedly $5 million contract.
Always concerned just about trading, and it's like a burden that's been lifted from me that everybody knows now that Tampa has drafted me, and I guess that can get rid of some of the questions of what you're going to do and where you are going to go. So they know if I make up my mind one way or the other, there is a chance that it may be football. The decision will be, well, I am not going to say that it's going to be final, but the decision that I make, I'll make it in June, and I guess we'll just have to take it from there.
A lot of people are going to have sweaty palms on both sides.
Yeah, but with me, you know, on the outside you're calm and cool, but down on the inside, you know, you're pedaling like hell.
Depending on who you're talking to, some say he's the best since Jim Brown, and some say he's the best ever. Overall, the draft is deep in running backs and a little bit thin everywhere else. Jackson was the main prize. Some say the Heisman Trophy winner from Auburn is the best running back to come out of college since O.J. Simpson. NFL Commissioner Pete Rozelle reflects on Jackson's future.
Well, he did allow to me, though, that when I held the football and pointed it to him, pointed my finger to it, he did say he felt he could probably hit that a little better than a baseball. So there's that much going for us anyway. He was, of course, across the board in the NFL, all clubs rated him #1. And some clubs think he'd be a fine baseball player, but I guess some reservations have been expressed too. And I just hope that, of course, he goes the football route.